Hey everyone, I'm Bill. I'm with Cali Moto TV. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to yet another SuperBeast video this week. I have been killing all of the stuff on this SuperBeast. I've had some of this stuff sitting in the garage and I wanted to get it installed. So finally we've got some stuff installed. But today has been a day I've been waiting for almost 2 months. The reason why I've been waiting 2 months is the Morimoto headlights finally are in. They were on back order from the company that I ordered them from for almost 2 months. I actually ordered them mid-January or mid-November. So here we are, mid-January, 2 months later, and they finally arrived the other day. So we're gonna get these things installed today and finally get rid of the last little bit of chrome that we have left. So today, I don't know, let's see how the informational video goes. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make this more of a, just a, hey, I'm installing these kind of thing, or if I'm gonna be doing a step-by-step. There are a lot of step-by-steps. I watched them last night. There are a lot of step-by-steps. The reason why I might not be doing the step-by-steps is just because I'm going to be also installing the Morimoto fog lights. So let's take a look at everything that we've got in the packaging, from the headlights to the fog lights, what you'll need, and kind of what needs to be taken off of the truck in order to get these headlights put in. So without further ado, the Morimoto headlights. So they come very nicely packaged, sealed up and everything. So the Morimoto headlights are in for projections. These are the LED models. Of course, the truck is an LED model, so it's a simple plug and play. Now, if you have the halogens, if you guys have the halogen lights, you guys will need to do some modifications to the headlights, but the sun is killing us this morning. So what you will need for the install of the headlights, to get the grill off, you're going to need, if you guys haven't gotten your pack of this stuff, please get this stuff, okay? So this is going to be a little puller for the top piece. I'll show you that. You're going to need a long flathead screwdriver. I would get a pick. I've got my impact screwdriver and a 10mm socket. I also have some needle nose pliers just to be safe. You'll also need some coffee if you're doing this in the morning. And yes, I poured too much cream in my coffee, but needless to say, the Morimoto fog lights, I like them, but I'm very disappointed on the install. At first, they give you a digital install guide that doesn't really explain to you which side you have to pin these. Why aren't they pinned anyways? So a little, but the wires are both black. In previous models, I've seen one wire is red, one wire is black. But on the black, I did notice there is a white little line, which I'm assuming is the negative side. So, Morimoto, help us out with this stuff a little bit better, okay? They also, for the headlights, they did include this. This is your daytime running light adapter, which I don't need because I already have it. And they didn't explain this, but I don't know what this is. I'm assuming this is to add the daytime running lights with this. So we're not going to be using that because the SuperBeast has it already installed. And then of course the box came. So let's get over to the truck. Oh, and just so you know, I'll pull this out, but I've already taken this off. You'll see here, we had the grill off last week when we painted it, so I just left this off. So let's get over to the SuperBeast and take a look and see what we're going to be taking off to get these lights installed. All right, so from what I've seen online, the install is pretty simple. Now you'll see the top cover is already off. There were about 20 clips that you're just gonna pop, 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 pop. They pop right off. And then you're gonna see that there is 1, 2, 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bolts that hold this front grille on. Now, of course, I've got my crappy fog lights. I don't even wanna talk about them right now. I've gotta reinstall them, but super bummed about it. But anyways, I don't want to get into that right now. So we're going to pop off the grill, keep the fog lights will stay in, and then we'll have access to the 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts that we need to pull off. So let's get this on the tripod and let's start pulling this grill off for you guys. All right, so we are going to be running with a flathead screwdriver and a 10mm socket. 10mm is all you need. If you can find one, in your garage somewhere, make sure you get your 10mm socket. And we're going to pull all these top clips off, or these top little screws. All right, so once we've got this off, basically there are a couple clips here and here. So if we pull the grill forward, it should pretty much just pop off. Clipped off there, clipped off here. Now with me, unfortunately, because the lights are kind of in the way, I've got to finagle this off a little bit different. So this bracket is a pain in the butt. And then on the bottom, there are some clips that if you gently pull the grill, should release those clips. And let's see how I do this last time. We went. All right. And that's it. So don't get too excited right now, because of course I've got the front camera. We've got to get this disconnected. So if you guys do have the front camera, don't yank this grill off, because you've got the washer on there, and then you also have the camera hookup. So in here, we're just going to pull the little washer and now our grill is completely out. And we'll set this aside. All right, so now we have access to not only our shitty fog lights, excuse my French, but they started leaking. So what's nice is these are, a lot of people ask me about these fog lights, and I really love the look of the fog lights. The problem is that they're cheap Chinese fog lights. They cost like $150 or $200. And over the summer, I believe the heat from Dixon unsealed these, and now they get wet. And so this will be a reinstall at some other point, so we're not going to mess with them right now. But now we've got exposure to our headlights. So I'm going to get the camera moved over so you guys can see a little bit more of the headlights and get this thing taken off. All right, so the headlights are pretty simple and straightforward. There's one here, 10mm, 2, 3, and then the last one is hiding right underneath this rubber seal under the bumper. And there's two of them there. You're gonna take out the front one, which is right here, which is gonna detach this headlight. So let's go ahead and get these taken off. All right, so the first one I wanted to take off camera just because I hear these are a little bit of a pain in the butt to get off. So it is right here in the front. Be careful not to drop it down. The guys from like the retrofit stores said it basically never hits the ground, so then you got to dig it out. So we've got number one out, and then we'll head over here, hit number 2 and number 3 and number 4. Now, they say, hey guys, they say to pull them off from the top. So let's get these clicked off from the top to prevent the fender. And let's get them right there. And then the bottoms have one little clip, little pull, and we're free. We are free. All right, so we've got the main harness. Back you guys up just a teeny bit. So I'm still not even in the frame. Sorry guys. All right, so one clip, and wait, that's it. One clip? That seems odd. So we'll have to figure this out, but we've got the one clip, and then we have the adjuster. God, that's such a sweet design on the adjuster, because I know the Morimoto headlights, people complain about the adjusters. So there it is. There it is, guys. So let's get the other side taken off, and then we're gonna first work on the fog lights, because now we have access to the fog lights right here without having to take that bottom plate off. So if you're doing the Morimoto headlights and you're thinking about doing the fog lights, make sure you get the fog lights now, because they're gonna be so much easier to install because you have the opening right here. Okay, so let's get everything pulled apart. We'll go from the next one. All right, so we got the first headlight out of the driver's side and film it because it was a lot of finagling. Now, my thought was, being that we have access to this, we don't need to take the back plate off. Very true, but kind of a pain in the butt. The side clip here, you kind of got to get in and kind of just by feel get that thing picked out enough to get around the little things here. But once these are off, then the new ones just snap right in. So the new ones are going to go in very easily. But getting this inner fender, so this one closest here, this one was simple. It just pretty much just popped right off. But that inner one did take a little bit of finagling to get it to kind of pry off. But once this one was off, this one we were able to pry off, and fog light came right out. We've got our opening. Morimoto just snaps literally right in. You will need this little adjuster screw, which I did have to take out. You'll need to reuse this white one. But outside that, they're pretty much just snapping and fit. So let's get the other side taken out. Hopefully this one will run a little bit quicker, and we'll get the new one snipped in, okay? All right, guys, so I honestly don't understand why Morimoto just didn't put these adapters on. They only can go on one way, and these are specific to this truck. So why wouldn't you guys have put the adapters in? But I will tell you guys, played around, made sure that the connection is correct. Their instructions online is basically plug it in. If it works, great. If it doesn't, switch the cords around. That's their instructions. So I'll give you guys this. If you guys are watching this and you've made it this far and you're asking about these Morimoto fog lamps, if you look at the tab here, the solid black wire is the positive, which is on the right side, and the negative there is on the left. So you can see that I've kind of added it for you guys. The other thing is pushing the plugs into the adapter isn't quite that easy. It's not easy to get them to plug in. So what I found and what I did was take this off, grab my adapter. Where's my other adapter? And what I did was I simply just pulled with the needle nose pliers, just gently pulled the prongs through until they seated in, which was perfect. So let's get this second set wired up and we'll be ready to go. All right, so we finally have everything pinned up, and as the first set that I showed you, the positive and the negatives, I've done it here as well, and made sure that I've got the white little plastic piece put in there for the set screw. Now these, I clipped in the one side, everything went in fine, it just clipped in real easy, but you'll notice that they're a little bit flimsy. They run like this, so that set screw in the back is gonna set those heights. So depending on how these install, hopefully when you put the set screw and the spring in there, it just keeps everything nice and tight. So these are gonna go right through, grab the plug in the back, and you'll hear it clip real easily. That's it, clip, clip. But you'll notice that they rock up and down. So that's what the spring and the adjuster screw will hopefully fit. Hopefully when it goes in, it just kind of adjusts the beam self, but I think we're gonna have to do some adjustments. So let's get these plugged in. I'm gonna go underneath, get the springs put in, and turn them on, check them out, and then we'll start on the headlights. All right, so we got both fog lights installed and everything is looking good. I also did last night, and I'm not sure about it. So tell me what you guys think. I didn't do a video on it just because I wasn't sure if it was gonna be something that I really was gonna keep on the truck. I figured, look, it was a $70 mod, so to speak. When I bought these lights, the side marker lights from Recon, they included these ballast lights, and I wasn't sure if it's a thing or not. Obviously it's a thing because, well, Recon makes them. So I installed them because I figured this is the time. So tell me what you think about the ballast lights. But the Morimoto fog lights are in, the adjuster screws are in. I'm assuming we're gonna have to adjust the heights of these beams. What I did was I basically tightened that set screw just enough so they don't flop around, so they're nice and tight, but I can't obviously, being the daytime, adjust them right now. But the trick will be to adjust these is turn your parking lights on, which will allow you to turn your fog lights on. And then you can adjust the heights of the beams with the set screw from the bottom, and then and that's it. So let's go ahead and get on these Morimoto headlights finally. We're probably about an hour in right now, so not too bad, but I'm really making sure that I take my time on this and making sure that everything is spot perfect, because you want to make sure you're obviously getting everything done right the first time, so you don't have to pull this all apart. So take your time, about an hour. No problem with these. We'll go ahead and pop in the Morimoto headlights, which should be pretty simple, pretty easy, and see how these bad boys look. All right, so the Morimoto headlights, we're gonna install the one. Now, there's two plugs. One plug was specifically for the halogens and the daytime running lights. And I've seen, most of the videos I've seen, people are replacing the halogen bulbs with these. Clearly the reason why. Why are you replacing the nice LEDs outside of the black housing? These were great headlights outside of the chrome, right? I wanted the black. But going from the LED to the LED Morimoto, you are going to need this harness plug, which is pretty simple. Plugs one plug into the truck, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 plugs that go into the headlights. So we're going to get this plugged in, and then we're going to go ahead and get this first light plugged in here. So this goes clip. Now it gives us all of our adjustments for the Morimoto headlights. Oh boy. God, I can't believe it took so long, but I can because I've seen these on a couple trucks here locally in the Vacaville area. And like I said, if you've got the halogen bulbs, absolutely no reason why you won't replace these. Now, obviously you've got all of your little clips, and we've got this clip, which is your sequential taillights, or blinkers. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if you unclip it, that is going to be your sequential lights. If you leave it clipped in, the halos are just going to blink yellow, blink, blink. The sequential will be, right? So let's go ahead and I'm going to plug these in, but not mount them. Verify, confirm, then get them mounted. So, oh yes. Let me tell you, that was a lot more difficult birth than it should have been. Figuring out what plug goes into where was so crazy. There's about 3 or 4 plugs that you don't use, 2 of which have the same connectors as another plug, and if you don't have the right combination of each of the plugs, nothing works. I was able to get the projections to work, but then I was not able to get the daytime running lights to work, and then I was able to get the daytime running lights to work, and not being able to get the projections to work. So finally I figured out the combination. So let's pull this up, and I'm going to pull you guys a little bit closer. And let's see if we can identify what I've done here. So as you can see, these we're not going to mess with. These are the sequential lights. But you have this thing that just sits there. You have this black one that I'm assuming is for the halogen styles. White goes into this one, but you can see this one and this one are different because this one piggybacks off of the main light. This one piggybacks off of the main clip. And then you have this clip that isn't even working that can go into this clip, which isn't correct. So basically everything like this, I'm assuming these are for halogens. So I'm assuming none of these need to be used for our application for the LEDs. So now we know, don't plug anything into these. You've got this one, this one, this one, but then you've got the black one, which is just a dead one, and then your sequentials. So for you LED guys, white, 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 and then the main plug that comes off the main headlight is going to be your big 4-wire. Okay, so now that we've got that all sorted out, I'm going to get this zip tied up and then mounted back on. But what a difficult birth trying to figure this out. And I think, like I said, one of the biggest things is that I think this is for the halogens, so we don't need this. So we'll get that zip tied and tucked in there, and we'll get these mounted and see how they look. All right, guys, so now that I know the sequence and how we're going to set up this spaghetti factory, I'm going to try to do it with you guys on video and one fell swoop, hopefully. Now, one of the things that also I didn't mention is there is a plug that is on here. This one. It's got the blue tip inside. This thing, you take this out, that's your daytime running light. So you're actually going to take this false plug out, which is also something that hung me up. And that's what's going to run into one of these plugs. So let's go ahead and get this set here. And we will grab our the one harness. And let's see if this all makes sense now. So first thing we're going to do is unplug our sequential lights. And then we're going to take our spaghetti factory and we're plugging everything in from the white plugs, okay? So, don't know what's happening right here. So this one, that's where we hung up. So this one plug from the main comes out, and one of them plugs in to there. The other one plugs in to here, and then we've got our. Now this is simple. Once I figured this out, blue wire goes to blue wire. Simple enough. Clippity clip. And there's an orange wire that goes to an orange wire. Pretty simple. Clippity clip. And then you've got your main, so everything in the white plug we keep off. No. Black stays empty. Black stays empty. White. So we go. There we go. All right, now it's making sense. White. And then we've got our main plug, black, nothing. I believe this black plug goes off and we use that plug there. All right, so unlock, sequential, high beams, low beams, bam, baby. All right, so the two middle modules with all of these wires basically just are nothing. Can they come off? So nothing. These can all just be, this is just nothing. So that can actually clip back on there because it doesn't mean anything. And then you've got the one wire over there, which means nothing. And then you've got your sequentials up here. So now what we do is we grab our zip tie and we zip tie the spaghetti factory together. I'm wondering if it's like, so what's the term? Is it over-engineered? I get it. They make them for both the halogens and stuff like that, but man, what a difficult berth. What a difficult berth. So before we mount them, we're going to set it in. I think the retrofit store said it best, or headlight, one of them said you disconnect it from the top, then the bottom, put the bottom in first, then the top. So we want to hit the lock and the unlock, sequentials, and the headlights turn on. That looks correct. Now, I'm going to go inside and I'm just going to turn on the lights, turn on the blinkers, turn on everything, make sure everything's 100% before I bolt these bad boys in. So we've got our headlights on, ignition. All right, so we're going to turn our ignition on, headlights on, fog lights on, and hazard lights on. So we're going to be testing the blinkers, perfect, low beams, perfect, perfect, fog lights, perfect, bam. Let's turn the high beams on. And now we've got our high beams on, which should have opened up those bottom projectors. I can already see those bottom projectors, woo, are bright. And good, and good. Let's go ahead and turn off the high beams, turn off the flashers. And now we should have our daytime running lights. Our low beams are on. Everything looks absolutely sick. So let's get these things buttoned up, and then let's look at the final reveal. All right, so we are going to make sure that the grill screws and the headlight screws are slightly different. They're thick pitch, and then the fine pitch is for the grill. So make sure you know which one's that. And then the white or silver screw is the one that's going to go down here, and we're going to go ahead and do that one first and get that locked in, because the adjustment of the headlight is, once we get these locked in, it's a little bit harder to adjust that bottom. So, in we go. Like operation. All right, then we're going to start from the bottom, work our way up to the top. There it is. And that's it, mounted, everything. Let's get the grill back on. And finally, we have them done. And I haven't really stepped back and looked at these things, but thanks for sticking around with this video. I know it was a little lengthy, but God, it really was a spaghetti factory in there with the lights. But we got everything hooked up with the fog lights. Let's take a look and see how these things look all lit up. Guys, they look absolutely amazing. Thank you guys for sticking around for the video. Hopefully we can get the light bars situated. Everything is all buttoned up and looking absolutely perfect. The SuperBeast has been completely transformed. I can't believe in just a year how much we've done to the truck. So thank you guys for sticking around and supporting all the videos. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and smash that like button. Leave me a comment down below. What are we doing next to the SuperBeast? And is there anything that could have made these things easier to be done? But thank you guys for sticking around. We'll see you next video. See you guys then.